Hi, kids! Excuse me, sorry. Okay, so this is a walkthrough for today, the 17th assignment. The easiest way to do this, again, start at home. This is what you should see. Come on down to Learning Target 2. Yesterday we did Learning Target 2, Success Criteria 1, which was the basics of um, the research process. Okay, today we're going to focus on different types of ways to collect data, different types of ways to collect observations. So you're going to scroll on down to, okay, so make sure you click on this middle tab, LT2, Success Criteria 2 and 3. You're going to scroll down to Methods of Psychological Research. Go ahead and click on that. This is your first part of the assignment for today. So you're going to essentially read and answer the questions. The first thing that you need to know is what a case study is. A case study usually focuses on one person, and the case study is all about that one person. It's that person's background, whatever this person's behaviors are, and that is how we start analyzing that person's behavior to find reasoning. Okay, we're going to make correlations between that person's behavior and what thing is causing it, the causation of that person's behavior, which are terms that you should have learned yesterday. Okay, so just read this basic background about what case studies are. But then finally we're going to dig into the actual, I'm so sorry, work part. You are going to conduct an online research, like a very short, brief Google search on this man, Phineas Gage. And make sure you watch this clip. It's very short. It just gives you some background information about this guy. All you have to do is describe what happened to Phineas, explain why the case study was so ideal. Like, why is this guy important? It's very clear, and early on in your research, you'll understand. So I'm not going to give it away. And then describe the conclusions from the case study. What did we learn from him? Okay? And then it breaks down the different types of the different ways you can collect observations. First, we have naturalistic observations. Watch the video, answer the questions. Then we have experimentation. Watch the clip, answer the questions. Then we have survey. This is a very popular one. Read the different types of samplings, answer the questions. So easy, so simple, so fast. Okay, then you're going to come back up here, hit back. I'm so sorry, I don't know why I'm yawning so much. I'm not even tired. Okay, then you're going to come back and you are going to do the check-in, which is super short. All you are going to do for this Learning Target 2 check-in is you are going to pick one of these three options: peer pressure and group situations, Facebook usage and addiction. Please feel free to change Facebook to social media or Instagram or YouTube or Twitter, something like that. You can change Facebook to any social media you want to, sorry, or movie theaters and snack consumptions, okay? So you're going to pick one of these three, like, focuses, okay? Then you're going to make a hypothesis, all right? Make sure that you underline the dependent and independent variables, okay? Next, after you have created your hypothesis, so for instance, let's say I'm going to do movie theaters, and consumptions, my hypothesis could be something like, when, like, yeah, so I could say something like people on dates. No, yeah, so I could say something like, couples going to the movies on date night spend more money at the concession stands buying snacks than families. Something like that, okay? That's a hypothesis. My independent variable or my dependent variable is going to be the people, the customers, right? And then the independent variable is going to be whether or not they're in groups or not, and how much money they're spending at the concession stands, okay? Identify one method of study that you can use to gather this information. You could totally use a survey. So for my example, I would say survey would be a really good one, because at the end of the day, each person could, click a link and say, did you come as a couple on a date or with a family? How much did you spend on concessions? We can easily compile that data in a graph. You could, and then your backup, the last step is to identify another method. So a backup method you would use to gather information. Obviously, my last one would be naturalistic observations. I would literally stand there and I would literally have a clipboard, and as couples come by, I would check off whether or not they stopped at the concessions and that type of thing. So that's kind of what you're doing. It doesn't take a long time. Just make sure that you identify the dependent and the independent variables from your hypothesis. Do a better job than me, because I just came up with one right now on the spot. Make sure you include two methods you would use to collect data from whatever hypothesis you created. A primary method and a backup method. That is it. Please email it to me when you are finished. Have a great day, and I shall see you soon. Toodles!